Hello, it's really good to see you. I just finished playing with some hair extensions, so my hair's a little bit fuzzy. Sorry. Um, I just wanted to let you know if anyone has been following my vlogs and if you're interested. I've been in the process of trying to buy a house. Well, the last update I think I gave you, I told you that I had made an offer on it and I had to have the inspections done. Had a home inspection done, termite inspection. Those were done on Wednesday. And then late last night, actually late Wednesday night, I got the results. I got an email with the reports on the home inspection and the termite inspection. I didn't actually get a chance to look at them until Thursday. And I looked over them, and there's good news and bad news. I'll give you the bad news first. The bad news is that there are some issues with the roof, and a couple other things. There are a few places on the siding that are an issue. There are several things that are a concern about the house that you wouldn't have noticed just walking through it, which is why you do a home inspection, because they look for all kinds of stuff. Now, they always find something wrong. They do. I mean, this is the third house I've bought, so don't worry. I'm not going to do anything ridiculous or stupid. This is my third house. Okay, I'm not new to this. This is not my first rodeo. I know they always find something wrong. Always. They do. It could be a brand new house. They would have an issue with something. So I wanted my realtor to look it over, and she finally got to look at it today, and she's going to send it on to the seller, and then we're going to wait and see what the seller is willing to repair or what they're not willing to repair. We're just going to see what they have to say about it. I'm hoping that since the house has been on the market now for about 2 months, that they will be willing to do more than if they had just listed it. Because I'm pretty sure anybody who wanted to buy this house, they're going to come to them with the same issues. These issues are going to have to be dealt with one way or another. So, but like I said before, I have this price range, and like here's the top. This is as far as I'm comfortable going. The price of the house is like right here. So there's not a lot of room here for, repairs. Like if there's significant stuff that has to be fixed, I'm not going to have the money to pay to fix it. So my realtor sent the report to the seller's agent today, and now we're just going to wait and see what they say. Hopefully I'll hear something over the weekend, but maybe not. I mean, you never know. But I'm hoping I'll hear something over the weekend, and I'll know what they're willing to do and what they're not willing to do. So it looks like in the future I'll have to be getting estimates on repairs and stuff if I go forward. Now, see, if they come back and say, well, I'm not fixing any of that, I'm going to have to back out because I can't afford to pay to have all these things fixed. So the roof stuff concerns me the most. It's not super terrible stuff, but it's stuff that's going to have to be fixed. And if they say no to that, that's going to be a real problem, because I know by the time I get an estimate on that, it's going to be at least several $1,000s. In my opinion, I mean, I don't know for sure, but from past experience, fixing what will need to be fixed will be I'd say at least $3,000 or $4,000. Possibly, maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. So now it's just a matter of waiting. I still really want the house. I really do. But now we have to figure out what to do with the issues that came up in the home inspection. But the good news is, and I always try to look for the bright side on things, the good news is, well, it's actually two things are good. One good thing is that there are no termites. So yay, no termites. That's wonderful. And also the things that are a problem, honestly, they're not as bad as I had feared. I mean, I was afraid there would be major structural issues or foundation issues. There aren't. So, I mean, that's good. It could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse. It could have been so bad that I just looked at the report from the home inspection and just said, oh, well, I'm out. I can't, there's no way they're going to be willing to fix all this, and there's no way I can afford to fix all this. So I'm going to have to just keep looking for a different house. So that's really all I know right now. I'm bleeding money. If you bought a house, it's like, once you make an offer on that house, all of a sudden you're just hemorrhaging money. Oh my God. I have had to pay out so much money. Well, also I had to pay my ex some money to get off to deal with the mortgage issue on the house that, I an issue with our time as a married couple. I've had to pay out some money to him. I had to pay for the home inspection. I had to put down the earnest money, and I've had to shell out a lot of money in the last couple weeks, and it is just really starting to just get ridiculous. It's like, oh my God, So, but it's that way for everybody. I mean, when you buy a house, it just seems like all of a sudden there are all these people that need money from you, and it's just crazy. But it's normal. Like I said, this is my third time going through this, and I remember all three times going through this and going, "Oh, this is a nightmare." But it'll all even out. It'll be all right. I do hope that I have not come this far with this house for nothing. I really hope that the seller doesn't come back and say, go jump in a lake. I'm not fixing any of this stuff. You can fix it yourself. I really hope I have not come so far to end up hearing that, because if I hear that, it's over. I'm going to have to start all over again. And my lease in this apartment runs out in June, and I really don't want to have to go to a month-to-month lease, because they charge quite a bit more for that. Here, if you don't sign at least, I think it's at least a 6-month lease, they charge a lot. If you want to just go month to month, they charge quite a bit more. So I'm really hoping I don't have to do that. But if this house doesn't work out, I'm going to have to start looking all over again. And honestly, right now, there's just not that much out there that I'm interested in. So, I don't know. I've still got my fingers crossed that this will work out. And I'm going to try not to think about it anymore for now until I hear back from the seller, and just to see what they're willing to do. I mean, they may be very willing to work with me and get these issues resolved. So, and there was some minor stuff on the report that I'm really not worried about right now. Just little stuff that's not even, they point out everything in these reports. They really do. And I'm not worried about fixing every little thing. I'm really not. There's a lot of stuff that I'm not, it's just not even on my radar. I'm not even worried about it. But we went ahead anyway and asked the seller to repair everything in the report, and then we'll just wait for them to come back, and I'm sure they're going to want to negotiate, which is fine. I'm totally fine with that. But I just wanted to give you an update, because I've had a lot of people ask me what's going on with the house. So we're still waiting. We're still waiting to see if this is actually going to go through or not. We have a closing date. I have, my loan is pre-approved. I've done all the paperwork. Everything is set. Everything is ready to go. It's, for the closing, if we decide to go forward. So now I'll just wait to hear back from them. And when I hear back from them, I will let you know what I find out. So for now, just think positive thoughts, and we'll see how this all plays out. And hopefully by the end of May, I will be doing my videos in a completely different venue. I'll be doing them in a completely different environment from this. No more screaming kid, no more car alarms. We'll still have trains, but maybe not as many sirens. That would be nice. And one thing I thought I could do also, I've had a lot of people ask if I would do a Q&A, like a live feed video. Honestly, I have no idea how to do it. I've never done it. But I decided, one thing that I think would be fun to do is after I get moved, whenever that is, eventually I'm going to buy a house. Even if it's not this one, I am going to buy a house. I am not staying here any longer than I have to. After I move, I'm going to look into that, and I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to get it figured out, and I'm going to do a live Q&A, and I just need to figure out what time to do it. Now, I'm in Eastern Standard Time right now. That's where I am. Now, I don't know when would be the best time to do it, but we can figure all that out later. We can pick a time that would work. Of course, it's not going to work for everybody, because some of y'all are, 5-6 hours ahead of me. I understand that. But we'll try to pick a time that works. So I'm excited about that because I have a feeling by the time I move, I'm going to be really excited and, ready to talk to everybody. So that's something to look forward to. Even if this house doesn't work out, which I still really hope it does because I've already invested a lot of money and time in this venture and I really want it to work. I really do. I think the seller does too. I think they're eager to get rid of this house. I think they are. I think they expected to sell it a lot quicker than they did. But they had it priced too high for a while and they dropped it quite a bit, and that's when it fell into my price range. So anyway, I'll let you know how it works out, and just stay tuned. And before you know it, all this will be behind us and I'll be in my new house and we can talk to each other, like for real. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay. I will be back later. I do have some videos planned, but I also have some stuff this weekend I gotta get done. So I will definitely be back at least once this weekend. So stay tuned and have a great weekend.